I welcome you to the new series on Country Ridge Hoops called I Love Controversy. Now, when it comes to sports, I'm a very controversial person. I love going the controversial route, but even more than that, I love to back up my points. There are many points. What this series is going to be is I like to make controversial points in sports, and I like to back them up, and this series will be me making videos about those topics and backing up my controversial points on them. Now, we're going to start off with probably the most controversial one of all time that will be on this channel. Why LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time. Before you click away, I've got notes to back this up. I'm not just some crazy dude that's a crazy LeBron fan. I'm not a LeBron fan. That doesn't mean I don't like LeBron because I like LeBron. I'm not a LeBron fan though, so don't click off of the video just because you think I'm some crazy LeBron fan. But let's get into the topic. Now let's start off with the career stats. LeBron James's career stats: 27.1 points per game, 7.3 rebounds per game, 7.0 assists per game. Great numbers. Jordan's career numbers: 30.1 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, 5.3 assists per game. Now the outcome for these two players: Jordan was a scoring machine that didn't really do well at anything else. Like, he was good, but he didn't do great at any other things. LeBron was an all-around superstar. Now let's move on to the point that most people like to use to bash LeBron, and that is that 3-6 finals record, opposed to Jordan's 6-0 finals record. But before we just jump to conclusions saying Jordan was the best player and LeBron is a terrible loser, let's jump in and talk about some of the teams that they both faced. For Michael Jordan, 1991, faced the 58-24 Lakers, beat them 4-1. 1992 Trailblazers, 62-20, beat them 4-2. 1993 62-20 Suns, 4-2. 1996 64-18 Supersonics, 4-2. 1997 64-18 Jazz, 4-2, and 1998 62-20 Jazz, 4-2. Now the LeBron James finals: 2007 58-24 Spurs, lost, got swept. 2011 57-25 Mavericks, lost 2-4. 2012 47-19 Thunder, that was a lockout shortened season, beat them 4-1. 2013 58-24 Spurs, beat them in 7. 2014 Spurs 62 and 20, lost 1-4. 2015 67-15 Warriors, 2-4. 2016 73-9 Golden State Warriors, beat them in 7. And 2017 67-15 Warriors, lost 4-1. Jordan never faced a team that had more than 64 wins. LeBron's had to do it 3 times, and he beat in 7, which they were down 3-1, a 73-win team. That is the best winning record of all time. Now let's talk about some of the teams that they had for those finals. Jordan had best Robin in the league, / best defender in the league, Scottie Pippen, best rebounder in the league, Dennis Rodman, and best three-point shooter in Steve Kerr, and best international player, arguably, in Tony Kukoc. LeBron, he's had Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, yes, but he had Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, which has been dialed down to a catch-and-shoot role, which is not what he should be. And for the other finals, Mo Williams, Eric Snow, Zildjius Ilgauskas. No. Now let's talk about one of the most interesting points that nobody seems to bring up. The only person I've ever heard talk about this, and this inspired me to make that little section on my notes. And this inspired me to make this whole video, or whole topic, is Isaiah Thomas. Not the new one, the old one from the Pistons. He brought up the fact that for all the finals that Jordan was in, he was coached by perhaps the greatest coach of all time, Phil Jackson, and LeBron was coached by, okay, let me read off the 4 coaches he's had for the finals he's been to. Mike Brown, who? Eric Spoelstra, yeah, he had. That's a good coach, but it's not like an elite coach. 2015, who on earth is David Blatt? Okay? I mean, I know who he is, but that's a nobody. And 2016, Tyronn Lue. which he's a good coach but not an elite coach. So Jordan is being helped to the finals by the greatest coach of all time and maybe one of, if not the best, greatest supporting cast of all time, while LeBron is taking and carrying inferior teams and coaches to the finals. Now, what about that says that Jordan is better than LeBron when Jordan can't take a team to the finals unless he has that supporting cast, which, yes, there's the talent that he faced, but LeBron is still carrying his team past good teams. Remember the 2005 series against the Pistons? You can't tell me that the Pistons are a garbage East team. That was a great Pistons team that LeBron led his team past. Talking about the talent that Jordan faced in the first rounds and all that, you faced the Bucks, which you're telling me you can't lead your team past the Milwaukee Bucks. They had Sidney Moncrief and Sidney Moncrief. 86 Celtics got swept, and 87 Celtics got swept. So LeBron in the first round faced 3 times the Washington Wizards and 1 time the Chicago Bulls. Now, these are not bad teams, but these are not great teams either. But still, if you're going to be called the greatest player of all time, I understand that you're facing elite talent. But you're telling me you can only win 1 game against the Milwaukee Bucks and 2 prime Celtics teams? I cannot see LeBron not coming out of those 3 series without at least 2 or 3 wins. I cannot see that not happening. And let's bring it to the final point. Let's look at when LeBron leaves teams. Cavaliers 2009-10, 61-21 with LeBron James. He leaves to go to Miami. They go 19-63. Okay. Heat 2013-14, 54-28 with LeBron. Without LeBron 2014-15, 37-45. Now let's look at Jordan's teams. 1993, 57-25 record, 1 championship with Jordan. Without Jordan, 1994, 55-27, 2 less games, and lost to the Knicks in 7 games in, I think, the conference finals or semifinals. So LeBron's teams that he's drags to the finals, finish with horrible, trash, hot garbage records, and Jordan's teams lose 2 less games and almost make it to the finals. Now, which player do you think would be better out of those 2? Take all these points as food for thought and why you should at least consider my opinion that LeBron is the greatest player of all time. You could disagree, most people will disagree, but if you look at the points in this video and actually listen to how they're laid out and what they mean, I think I make a pretty compelling argument. But that's the first episode of I Love Controversy. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. God bless. And before I start getting called bias, Jordan did not have a great team at all for that 1-9 record he had against those teams. And I was a little bit harsh there. David Blatt is not a nobody. Everybody is important on this earth. God gives everybody a purpose. But I was just using that for my point. David Blatt is not a nobody. But yeah, that's the video.